What if the secret to, really excelling, truly bouncing back from whatever life throws at you, what if it isn't just about pushing harder all the time?
Hmm.
What if it's something more strategic, more intentional?
Right. More deliberate.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into what we're calling the art of strategic living. We'll be looking at lessons in excellence, resilience, and self-creation.
And we've got some really interesting sources lined up for this.
We really do. It's quite a mix from a big pharmaceutical company with a, well, pretty unique strategy,
Hmm.
all the way to ancient Stoic philosophy and even some wisdom from inspiring modern thinkers.
It's a fascinating blend.
Our goal here is really to pull out the core principles. How can you live more intentionally? How can you make a lasting impact and actually, build the life you want?
Actively build it, yeah.
And there's this foundational idea, this mindset from Coach Greg Harden that really underpins it all. He says, don't just dream big, believe big.
I love that.
Trust that what you are doing is right and that you're doing it for the right reasons. Trust that life will be amazing regardless of the results.
That trust,
Yeah.
that internal belief, it's crucial.
That's the bedrock we're going to explore.
Yeah, and that really sets the stage perfectly. We're not just talking abstract ideas here. This deep dive is about figuring out how to actually navigate life with purpose,
Yeah.
but also with real adaptability.
Okay.
By connecting these different fields,
Yeah.
business, strategy, philosophy, we want to offer a kind of unified approach, like a philosophy of strategic living. And crucially, these should be actionable insights, things you can actually use day to day, not just theories.
Practical tools, right. So starting with that foundational belief, let's jump straight into this idea of strategic selectivity, this art of doing less to achieve more.
Okay.
And the example here is this pharmaceutical company, Baker Company. They're known for their science, sure, but also for this really unconventional research strategy.
It stands out.
Yeah, most companies, they chase every lead, spread resources thin, hope something hits. Baker doesn't do that.
Right.
Their lab is top-notch, works in tons of fields. But here's the twist. They don't even start in a field until the basic theoretical science is, totally sorted out.
They wait for the foundation to be solid.
Exactly. And then they only bring products to market that meet these incredibly high standards, almost impossibly high.
It really shows intense focus. So when something promising comes out of their lab, and these are often major developments, Baker puts it through this really rigorous three-question filter.
Okay, what are the questions?
Well, first, is it likely to be so much better medically that it becomes the new standard treatment? Not just a bit better, but the standard.
Wow, okay, high bar already.
Second, is it likely to have a major impact across healthcare broadly, not just in one niche specialty, even if it's a big one?
So wide impact too.
And third, is it likely to stay the standard for many years? Or will something else probably overtake it quickly?
That's incredibly tough. But wait, doesn't that risk? I mean, couldn't they miss out on good products, things that help people, even if they aren't, the ultimate standard?
That's a really fair point. It highlights that tension, doesn't it, between good and truly exceptional.
Yeah.
But Baker's philosophy is all about dedicating their finite resources, time, money, focus exclusively to game-changing excellence. They argue even a good enough product pulls focus from the truly transformative ones.
Makes sense.
And here's the kicker, the really surprising part. If the answer to any of those three questions is no,
Anyone.
they license it or sell it off, they don't market it themselves, no matter how profitable it looks.
Seriously, they just let it go.
Yep, and it's working incredibly well. They make almost as much money from licensing fees as from their own blockbuster drugs.
Wow.
And it means every single product with the Baker name on it is seen by doctors as a true leader. It protects their reputation for excellence.
That's fascinating.
It really is. Yeah. And what's amazing is how this connects to that ancient wisdom from the Tao Te Ching. A room is useful in its emptiness.
Ah, okay. Explain that connection.
Well, by saying no strategically, even to good, profitable things that don't meet their absolute highest standard, Baker creates space. They create that useful emptiness.
Right.
And that emptiness allows the truly exceptional projects to get the focus, the energy, the resources they need to flourish. It's about preserving energy and protecting that core commitment to excellence.
So the takeaway for you listening is maybe think about cultivating some useful emptiness in your own life.
Exactly.
Audit your yeses.
Yeah.
If something's just good enough, a commitment, a project, maybe even a habit could saying no actually create space for something truly outstanding.
It's about directing your energy where it counts most.
Yeah. And it's interesting how that idea of strategic no's, that emptiness, actually helps in handling life's challenges too.
It absolutely does.
Which brings us to this idea of the alchemy of adversity. How setbacks can become, well, turning points, shipwrecks turning into journeys.
Mhm. The story of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, is just a perfect example here.
Right. So before he was the Zeno, he was actually a wealthy merchant, wasn't he?
Yeah, quite successful. But then on a sea voyage, disaster.
Okay, shipwreck.
The shipwreck, his ship sank, he lost everything, all his cargo, his entire livelihood, just gone.
I mean, that's devastating. For most people, that's the end of the story, right? Or at least a massive derailment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Zeno's response, it was utterly transformative. He didn't just, try to rebuild his old life or wallow in despair. He ended up in Athens.
Okay.
And it was there, literally amidst the ruins of his business career, that he stumbled upon philosophy. He encountered Socrates' ideas, studied with other philosophers.
And this led to Stoicism.
Exactly. This catastrophe became the catalyst for a whole new way of thinking, a whole new life path. There are even stories, Diogenes Laertius tells them that Zeno would joke about it.
Joke about losing everything.
Yeah, saying things like, now that I've suffered shipwreck, I'm on a good journey. Or even, you've done well, fortune, driving me thus to philosophy.
Wow. That's some perspective. To find humor, or at least acceptance, in that kind of loss is incredible. It's almost hard to believe.
It really speaks to that profound shift, doesn't it? That immediate reframing, that's the alchemy we're talking about. It's like Seneca wrote later in his moral letters.
Mm-hmm.
He said something like, I was shipwrecked before I even boarded. The journey showed me this, how much of what we have is unnecessary, and how easily we could decide to rid ourselves of these things whenever it's necessary, never suffering the loss. Adversity strips away the external stuff,
The non-essentials.
and it reveals what's truly internal, what's valuable inside us. It forces us to see new paths, resources we didn't know we had.
And it's not just about having a positive attitude in the moment, is it? It sounds like it requires some underlying strength or preparation.
Definitely. Which connects perfectly to what the writer Octavia E. Butler said. Forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable.
Okay, I like that.
Habit will sustain you whether you are inspired or not.
Mm-hmm.
Resilience isn't just some magic quality you're born with. It's built
How so?
through disciplined practices, consistent habits cultivated over time. Those habits carry you through when things get tough, when the shipwreck hits, even when you don't feel inspired or strong.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and reinforcing that, this idea that allowing things to come and go preserves our energy. And links right back to Baker Company, right?
How so?
Their willingness to let go of profitable products that don't meet that highest standard. It's strategic detachment. It's not indifference. It's understanding that clinging on depletes energy you need for what really matters.
And for handling the unexpected.
Exactly. For responding effectively to life's inevitable curveballs.
So for you listening, when you face those shipwrecks, big or small, the insight is maybe to look for the hidden resource.
Yes. What is this stripping away? What inner strength is it revealing? What new path might be opening up that you couldn't see before?
Zeno didn't just find himself in Athens, he actively created a new self from that disaster.
That's the ultimate alchemy. That's self-creation born from adversity.
Which leads us really neatly into this more complex idea, the paradox of control and the whole architecture of self-creation.
It's finding that balance, isn't it? Between being strategic, being in control of what you can control, and having a kind of philosophical acceptance.
We see it with both Baker and the Stoics.
Absolutely. Baker Company has rigorous control over their strategy, right? Defining excellence, setting those high bars.
Super control.
But then they release control. They let go of products that don't fit the ultimate vision, even if they're good.
They practice detachment.
Exactly. And the Stoics, same thing, different context, intense focus on what you can influence, your thoughts, your reactions, your character.
Your inner world.
Right. While simultaneously practicing detachment from outcomes you can't control. It looks like a contradiction, but it's actually this powerful complementarity. Engage fully, but hold the results lightly.
So how do you cultivate that state, that balance?
Well, the ancient wisdom often points to achieving a state of calm body, quiet mind. And this isn't about being passive or checked out.
No.
No, it's an active internal alignment. It might come through mindfulness, focused breathing, maybe just consciously living by your core principles day to day.
Okay.
It's about centering yourself so you can engage fully with the world's challenges without getting totally consumed by them. It allows your actions to align with your deepest values.
So you can commit deeply, but stay flexible.
Precisely. Respond wisely, not just reactively.
And it feels like sometimes strategic living isn't even about changing the external situation, but changing our perception of it.
Often, yes. Like Marcel Proust said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes.
Having new eyes. I love that.
Strategic living often means shifting how we see things, how we respond, rather than always battling the circumstances themselves.
Like Zeno seeing philosophy in the shipwreck.
Exactly. The opportunity hidden in the obstacle. Sometimes the biggest transformations start when we feel most limited. It's a recurring pattern.
Okay, this leads us to what feels like the core, maybe the most radical idea in all this. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
Yes. That shift is huge. From passive searching,
Yeah.
like there's some pre-made you hidden somewhere,
Right, like a treasure hunt.
to an active, ongoing process of building. You are the architect.
How does that work in practice, though? Creating yourself.
Through the accumulation of choices
Right.
every day. Which opportunities do you chase? Which do you let go of, like Baker?
Mm-hmm.
How do you choose to respond when things go wrong, like Zeno? What habits do you intentionally build, like Butler advised? Even the stories you tell yourself about your experiences, that's part of the creation.
You're authoring your life.
Exactly. And it's relational, too. Seneca pointed this out. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve.
So who we surround ourselves with shapes who we become.
Profoundly. Our growth, our self, is constantly being shaped by our interactions.
So think about that power, the power in your daily choices. Each one is like a brick in the structure of who you are becoming.
It's the architecture of your existence, built choice by choice.
So, okay, let's try and wrap this deep dive up, bringing it all together. The art of strategic living.
Yeah.
We've seen the power of strategic selectivity from Baker Company, doing less, achieving more, creating that useful emptiness.
Ruthless focus.
We saw Zeno turning a disaster, a shipwreck, into this incredible catalyst for discovery and self-creation, the alchemy of adversity.
Transforming loss into growth.
And we've explored that sophisticated balance and tense commitment paired with strategic detachment. Finding that calm body, quiet mind.
That dynamic complementarity.
So strategic living, it's not about having the perfect plan laid out, is it?
Not at all. It's really about developing the capacity to respond wisely, purposefully, adaptively to whatever comes up.
Okay.
It's like blending Baker's selectivity, Zeno's resilience and reframing, the Stoics' balanced acceptance, and then adding your own unique creative agency to build your life.
And it really does all come back to that Greg Harden quote we started with.
It does.
Don't just dream big, believe big. Trust that what you are doing is right and that you are doing it for the right reasons. That trust seems key.
Absolutely. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. In this world we live in, with endless options, constant noise, nonstop distractions,
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
maybe the most radical, most powerful act is simply to choose deliberately, strategically, with your full commitment. Choose what really deserves your finite time and your infinite potential. Because the self you create, the life you build, it doesn't emerge from finding some hidden identity. It emerges from the conscious choices you make every single day about who you are deciding to become.
So trust your path. Trust your reasons. That allows you to navigate with both that strategic focus and that inner calm.
Yeah, building a life of meaning.
A life that can handle the storms and maybe even blossom because of them.